It's so bad.
Holy f***, I'm pogging off. Please, please, put down the scepter. Magic players attempt to not abuse the word strictly challenge. Difficulty f***ing impossible. D-Man, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I see you're getting back into the fur community. Very proud of you, my boy. First of all, back? Second of all, into? This is my friend 33Elk, who is a internet deck builder, YouTuber / streamer, and all-around chill guy. We're gonna be reacting to Final Fantasy for as long as we physically can. The most okayest commanders that have ever been dropped into this game.
It's a Naya commander, 2 red, green, white haste. When it enters, attach 1 target equipment you control to it. Okay, Colossus Hammer.
Yeah.
When it attacks, draw a card for each equipped creature, attacking creature you control. Then a cloud create 2 treadmill. Dude, this is f***ing everything. Great.
Yeah, this is Naya, your entire deck. I cannot wait to meet Cloud's lieutenant, Redog, Galaxy DJ. I love when they try to distract the Naya players from getting a 1-turn Voltron kill by being like, but we'll give you a liver treat if you Voltron multiple, if you go wide.
The 2 treasure tokens you get off of this is some jingling keys. I think that first part of Cloud's ability, whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control. You're only gonna draw a card. Cloud is gonna be swinging with 14 power, and then you're gonna make 2 treasure tokens.
We're all putting the fucking dumpy hammer on this guy. Not the worst, but just the dumbest cards in Magic, because they printed a 1-mana artifact that gives something +10/+10, and then they were like, but we'll put it behind this massive equipment cost that we will then make 20 different ways to cheat and pay nothing for, and now that is every Cloud deck.
What's funny is that loses flying, by the way, is time-stamped, so if you equip this to Cloud first and then you give Cloud flying...
Oh yeah, layer. Yeah, you can cheat the layers. I honestly don't think it's going to be Colossus Hammer. I think Colossus Hammer is going to be the first line of attack. Like, that's the starter item in this guy's inventory.
Yeah, like he has 4 power, which is a very magic number. And even they even tell you, hey, power 7, that turns Cloud into a 3 hit. So I'm more like thinking like, even Blackblade Reforged would be pretty decent. Behemoth-Selch gets trample and lifelink and +2/+2. Like, you get some good equipment in white.
How the fuck do you know what equipments are? Oh, you're a dirty Selesnya player. I forgot about that. Infect one-shot crafting. How about you shut up? Crafting. How about you get in the fucking corner? Like I told you. God damn it. Who let you out?
I did call it Behemoth-Selch. Locks it on Warhammer might actually be the better equipment here. Gets +3/+0 and has trample and lifelink.
Yeah, getting it to 7 just for the treasures.
Yeah, no, Cloud's definitely kill on sight, but here's the thing, the on-site...
Oh, you liar.
Comes down and hits you for like 1 billion. Like,
it comes down and hits you for 7. I mean, like, I disagree with you. I think it is something you would need to kill very quickly, depending on how much setup you've allowed the dipshit Naya player to get.
Kind of the guy that goes Blackblade Reforged, locks it on Warhammer all throughout his curves.
Sorry, my fault. Did you just reveal to the listening audience that setup is good?
Yeah, setup's insane.
Wait a minute. Are you on the are you on that new hot tech of like, if you have synergy pieces, that could be pretty good?
Well, I need to drill it into the audience, because the second people have green in their deck, they're just like, I'm gonna ramp for do nothing but ramp for my first 3 turns. I'm gonna play my payoff commander with no setup.
One of your turns is still ramping because you're green. Go fuck yourself. And then one of your turns is you play one of these good equipments. It is going to be important what the Buster Sword does, because I don't think they've spoiled that. Imagine if that shit is like +6/+6 infect, baby.
Tidus, Yuna's Guardian, Bant. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may move a counter from target creature you control onto a second target creature you control. So you can't put stun counters on your opponent's things from your things. That's terrible. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control counters on them deal combat damage to a player, you may draw a card and proliferate. Do this only once each turn. The proliferate's kind of cute.
Also, don't snore at Bant finally being incentivized to swing. Jesus God, they've been watching paint dry for 2 decades, and now we've finally got a card that's going to make them punch somebody. I have also already heard this card called New Atraxa.
I don't know if this is New Atraxa.
I do. It's not.
The first ability is worst Luminarch Aspirant ever. Like, you just move a counter instead of getting +1 counter. Yeah, draw a card and proliferate. I mean, that's not bad. You turn a creature into a Thrumming Bird that draws you a card.
Yeah, it's good. You definitely need some type of, like, low to the ground, really good card for casual. like Blighted Agent. Like that's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, this is never. You can't draw multiple cards off this, right? You do. This
Right,
only
yeah.
once.
You only get it
Not one
once.
player.
Crystalline Giant assembles the Rube Goldberg here. I like that. I like that. Hot Crystalline Giant tech.
You guys should hit up the Crystalline Giant website. There's a website meant specifically for tracking your Crystalline Giant counters, and it'll randomly do it for you.
This is really good. But yeah, this is like the most okayest card ever, and it's just Bant, but you have a reason to swing out before you have lethal, which I will always applaud. D-Man, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I see you're getting back into the fur community. Very proud of you, my boy. First of all, back? Second of all, into? Tidus is just honest magic. Bant's never been honest a day in their life. Don't say that. Tidus is...
I want to hit someone and proliferate my Magistrate Scepter and then keep doing that.
Stop it with the scepter!
I love the Scepter.
I need to look at this card. So it's 3 charge counters, extra turn. No. Now you're bracket 4. They said. All right, so I think the first thing to understand about Y'shtola is how many alternate arts are we getting? Because nobody's going to be normal. I don't care that they didn't put human on the type line. Nobody's being normal about this card.
I've seen, this is the first card I've actually seen. It says each end step, and it's any player.
Uh-huh.
You can Necropotence or
Oh, why did you go there? See, this is why I can't be in the Elk pod, because I saw this card and I was like, holy shit, I get to draw a card for the green player hitting somebody else? That's amazing. And Elk went, Necropotence! That second effect seems super fine to me. The
second effect
more
just screams, we don't want Isochron Scepter to combo with this card.
Yeah. Please put down the scepter. Because imagine you play this and the green player's like, I'ma handle you. And you're like, okay, hit me, bitch. I draw a card.
Yeah, hell yeah, exactly.
Hit me with Cloud. I'd like my free card.
Precisely. Yeah, it's any player. I thought this said opponent, which would make this card
yes.
Cool. But
yeah.
no, it's just
my
awesome.
First read, I auto-completed opponent because I was like, oh, the cards chill.
Terra Herald of Hope. Red, white, black. At the beginning of combat on your turn, mill 2 cards. Terra gains flying until end of turn, and when she does combat damage to a player, you may pay 2 generic mana. When you do, return a creature card with power 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. I've seen people in my Discord call this better Alesha, and it could not be further from the truth. I think this is worse Alesha.
I think this is better Alesha for casual. When I have seen old Mardu Alesha specifically, it was either very good or do absolutely nothing. I think this is better at being like anime protagonist, workhorse commander. Like I think all of these commanders have done a better job than I've seen recently of getting something done without being kill on sight, which I truly appreciate.
I'm down calling this card strictly different instead of strictly better or strictly worse.
Yeah. Oh,
this is dude, strictly different.
Magic players attempt to not abuse the word strictly challenge. Difficulty fucking impossible. We see a Magic player sees any of the same words in a text box. They're like, it has to be strictly better or worse. It can't rhyme with the first card. It's either an improvement or a downgrade.
Alesha's way fucking easier to cast. Like this, Mardu actual cost is actually insane.
Oh yeah. Hey, start proxying lands right the fuck now, everybody.
Yeah, don't even okay, yeah. So it might be hard to do, but you can fit a mana base. What this precludes you from doing Terra is Arena of Glory. With that's the big thing. Alesha, you can Arena of Glory out and still activate her in the same turn. You cannot with Terra unless she has Commander Tax up the ass, which she probably will, honestly. I like that Terra enables herself, whereas Alesha doesn't. The milling 2 cards thing is pretty decent.
Yeah.
First Strike might as well be flying by the time Alesha comes down. No one's blocking her, and if they do, she's not dying.
I definitely think this is I think this is never a commander you cast on curve, is one thing that I think ameliorates that. I think if you cast this on turn 3, it has to be turn 3. I can't think of a single way a realistic Mardu deck would get this. Oh no, you could strike it rich. You could play hit magic card. You play hit magic card turn 1, make a treasure token, turn 2. But I think unless you're flopping her out turn 2 to do a silly, you're playing this on turn 5 after you've managed to get something in your graveyard. I think putting the power up to 3 instead of 2 gives you so much more shit to do.
Yeah, that playing her on turn 5 after you've done some stuff makes the Arena of Glory point hurt even more, honestly. It's so tough. The fact that, ignore the fact that Alesha, combos with Master of Cruelties to just, nuke someone with it. Yeah, it's very similar to Electron on the surface, but I think there's a lot of difference.
Yeah, so we haven't even talked about, Elk, have you seen the price for these precons?
No, what are the prices?
So there's hold on. It's a tight $70 for
Holy fuck,
base.
Okay, listen, I'm fine with Universes Beyond until Wizards of the Coast kicks us in the mouth with the licensing fee extra. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And you know what I saw most about it was everyone on Reddit was going, man, this is bullshit. Guess I got to start saving up.
Dude,
it's 70 base, 150 to get same deck. Every card is a Surge foil.
Oh, nice. The most disgusting foiling treatment I've ever fucking seen on there.
I know. If you want a deck that can double as a can of Pringles, you can hand Wizards of the Coast $150.
Yeah, I don't like the licensing fees. Time will tell if Magic Online will get these cards, because I know it took them forever to get Fallout and
yeah.
Doctor Who, because they had to do the licensing themselves. Wizards of the Coast was like, yeah, figure it out yourself, Daybreak. So I hope that's not the case, because that'd be awful, because this set's going into standard. Well, not these. These are the precons.
I hope you're all enjoying the video. I'm going to take a moment now to thank some of the highest tier Patreon supporters who have made my terrible content possible. So may Yugi bless Badger King, Adam S, Solar Movie, Wolf Slicks 167, Biggest Dickus, Sussedin, Ico, Kyle, Jess HW, A-Dog 2064, Christian B, Crimson Viper, Ryan A, Otterfire, Bolus Brigade, Dad Out for Milk, I really should have done this top down, Derek H, Zelenor, Kyler P, Believe, Alarin, Zach G, Derek H, potentially again, Talamar Von Geist, Bo, Silky Wilkie, Bradley T, Bobby Joe Lord, Phelan, Troper, and Beefcake. And also Otterfire, Zelenor, and Ryan A, because I really should have read this top down. Thank you all very much, and enjoy the rest of the video.
So I like to call these the rejects. These are pre-made standard face commanders. They are okay, but this is not Heat. So these are leading to pre-made standard legal decks. So think about like the 6-mana unplayable Teferi, the 6-mana unplayable Liliana. These are the same genre of card, where these are technically standard legal, but they are worthless. So we have Sephiroth, Planet's Heir, 4 blue-black, 4/4, Vigilance, because he's blue, I guess. Oh, when he enters, not when he attacks. This card's awful. Yeah, this is the world's shittiest Massacre Worm. I thought this was whenever Sephiroth attacks.
So we know the answer to would you love Sephiroth if he was a worm, and your answer is no.
Oh no, absolutely not.
And the thing is, like, there must be a cooler Sephiroth in here. What I do respect it for is fuck these token players. I do respect fuck these token players. Give me a 30/30 because the Boros or Selesnya go wide player got a little bit too big for their britches.
Counter offer, just fucking kill him with Massacre Worm.
True, but I like to play with my food. Somebody go fucking clip Gavin Verhey saying this specific Sephiroth was not messing around.
This Sephiroth is not messing around, especially.
That's a direct quote. That's not an exaggeratory quote or an outright lie like I normally do, because I caveat those. Bro on stream said, this Sephiroth, not messing around.
Cloud, I'm actually kind of into after reading it a little. During your turn, never mind.
Cards fair, Elk's out.
During your turn, as long as Cloud is equipped, it has double strike and indestructible, and equip abilities you activate the target Cloud costs 2 less to activate. So you have the swords from Mirrodin, which are really good on this, right? You can just
yeah, those are all equipped too.
Yeah, also Sunforger is really what is Heat with reduce abilities. I've tried to make a Sunforger deck so many times. The closer you can get Sunforger equip 0, the closer you can get to abusing it with Leonin Shiraki, which is a card that lets you activate equips at instant speed. So you can Sunforger on each of your opponent's turns for basically free after the red-white of activating Sunforger. So it would cost 1 red-white with Cloud, which is pretty decent.
Yeah, I honestly, the more you say it, I'm just going to alt-art Cloud Planet's Champion with Zoro from, what is it, Hunter x Hunter? No, Two Piece. No, Naruto. Wherever he's from. You tape 8 swords to this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
All 10 of the Mirrodin swords in here, or maybe all 9 because one of them's kind of shit. And then 8 of them, my bad, because Once in Future also sucks.
I love Once in Future. That's the only sword I regularly use in Brawl because it's so bad and it feels so rude to hit some. Let me pull up Sword of Once in Future so that chat knows how stupid I am. Protection from blue and black, which is Brawl relevant because those people fucking hate you. But it's Surveil 2, cast 2 or less. I have used this card to free cast Curate in someone's face, and it gives me so much pleasure to just be like, I got a combat trigger with my Mirrodin sword. I'll draw one and then exile that resource forever.
You put 8 of the Mirrodin swords in here, and then you put like Sword of Wop in here.
Oh yeah, I love the Wop sword.
Yeah, the Sword of
Wop sword on this guy goes absolutely. Yeah, this is just Cloud, the Final Fantasy inventory.
Jumbo Cactuar, 10,000 Needle.
I swear to God, I'm going to love this card until the moment somebody casts Ram Through on it, and then I'm going to crash out forever. It's definitely fair. I think I have to be mad about it because it's green and will lead to my death at least once, so I gotta hate on it early. The thing I like the least is when somebody has near lethal but is afraid to finish the job because of like crackbacks or bullshit. Who the fuck said plowshare yourself? I'm fine getting Chandra's ignitioned by the Gruul player. I am not fucking fine if the Selesnya player says Jumbo Cactuar swords? Oh shit, interesting. Sin is a hard name. That is just a hard name. Oh, Sultai, hold on.
The Leviathan.
Oh no, it's Sultai boring shit again.
When it enters or attacks, put a permanent card from your graveyard at random. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. But if it's land, repeat the process.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Sultai landfall in a funny fucking trench coat.
What you do is you just delve away all the cards. Yeah, and then you just win.
Yeah, you delve the bullshit away. I'm in camp Tassiger sucks.
Tassiger's awful until you get to CDH and he's an infinite mana.
Exactly. Like in my mind he is not similar in power but similar in boat to Mardu Alesha, where it's like does nothing, is the literal worst thing you have ever played against in your entire life. And I think this is definitely better than that. 7 mana is going to incentivize people to just really lean into like, okay, this has to be a landfall aqueduct.
Oh, this with the Lotus Cobra. Holy shit.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Wow.
I mean, Lotus Cobra doubling season too. Like we've given the green players another reason to play doubling season because we're making tokens.
It makes a token.
Yeah, it's because it's X. Don't say it like that. What do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every Ketramos player is going to be staring at their rest in peace in hand going, no, I can't laugh yet. It's not time.
So Emet-Selch Unsundered, he is a 3-mana 2/4 with Vigilance, because of course, whenever he enters or attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 14 or more cards in your graveyard, you may transform him. Vigilance, 6/6 on the back. Hades, Sorcerer of Eld. During your turn, you may play cards from your graveyard. If a card or token would be put into your graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. This is supremely fair, actually.
It is, and my third eye just opened, and I saw like 20 different deck roasts I'm gonna have to do about Emet-Selch decks that don't work. Because what I see happening here is 2 outcomes. Either me have a fringe CEDH combo, or like 14 is a big enough number that you probably need a lot of people are going to go for like mill engines, and as soon as you go for mill engines you then just exile fuck yourself.
I was just thinking about headshotting yourself with a glimpse the impossible or whatever it's called, just target player mills 10 cards.
And that's what I feel like this is going to get, motherfuckers are going to be self-traumatizing.
A hard K on the end of Selk. It's pronounced Selk.
Oh, Emet-Selch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
But I'm glad they spelled it that way.
Yeah, no, like Demir milling 14 cards is fucking easy. It's nothing.
Well, I think the thing is like then you go from, okay, I need to get to 14, and then every mill card in my deck is dead in hand.
Ooh, yeah.
That is like, because you need a good concentration to make stuff like this happen.
So you can like muddle the mixture, right? This is a very unobtrusive card in your deck that can also tutor for Glimpse the Unspeakable or whatever it's called, right? So, and he self-loots himself. You can run Windfalls that are just as good. Windfall's very good in your graveyard to replay. So I don't think it's going to be as intrusive as you think it is. I do like that they have it worded that you can't use counter spells with him. And it's not clunky like
It's
a spell can't be countered. It's just only during your turn.
It's less of like an intrusive thing and more of I feel like these decks are going to trip over themselves a ton.
Stiltzkin, Moogle Merchant.
Oh, Stiltzkin being legendary is not correct. Honestly.
Yeah, no, this is a legendary card. 1 white mana for a 1/2 lifelinker, 2 tap. Target opponent gains control of another target permanent you control. If they do, you draw a card.
Dude, every Blim player just fucking is weeping openly.
Okay, to be fair, Blim gets access to black and red, which have the shittiest of gifts.
Yeah,
has
for
some
sure.
good stuff in there, for sure, absolutely. But oh man, and colorless, of course, always has like the bronze bombshells of the world.
0/1, put a 1/1 counter on, no trample, no evasion. Obviously not broken, but is just one more fucking rock on the pile of landfall equals make big thing passively effects that is slowly breaking my fucking back in casual commander. Because the landfall decks I play against just never fucking do anything. It's just number go up simulator. And I think this is more number go up simulator.
I'm in the camp that I really just don't like landfall decks all too often. I love land decks.
Yeah, I'm a big landfall hater. I don't think you should get rewarded for doing the base game action that you were going to do anyway. Like, you know what your landfall reward is? You have a new land you can tap for mana. Congratulations. That's already good. That's already good. Yeah, Bristly build decks are now down to 90 cards they actually get to choose. And they have the Scythe Cats, this guy, Harden Scales, all in the next to Soul Ring and the shit they play every time. I went to the next slide. Why is this guy so raw and so shitty?
Holy shit, this card sucks.
It's going to be really bad. There's going to be at least one Rakdos, like Fringe CDH Storm deck that's going to find a way, or like not even Fringe CDH. Somebody's going to manage a high power deck that utilizes the like Surveil 1 to do something crazy. And the rest of it, you can just fucking white out the back of this card.
All right, hear me out. So with infinite mana...
Shut the fuck up. Hey, hold on. Infinite turn outlet. Yeah, so if we have infinite mana and infinite creatures, this will go infinite. But he looks so raw. I feel he has to like end up in a fair number of Spellslinger decks just to surveil. Yeah, as like a build around.
In a Rakdos or Grixis Spellslinger deck, this is the second copy of your Dragon's Rage's Channeler.
Yeah, like you definitely take him just for this line, and then they were like, I don't know, we need to make him lore accurate. They gave us the 7 mana 5/5.
It could have just returned to the battlefield as like Garland, and it would be fine.
I mean, a 1 mana 2/3 Death Toucher is like, that would kill somebody from 1998. You show that to a beta player, and their head is just gonna fucking explode. You draft this card, you see this pack one, pick one, you just fall back, you fall on your back, and you scream with rapture. 1 mana 2/3 Death Toucher. Oh, but you lose life when it deals damage, but then, yeah, this thing is going to just, god damn, this thing is gonna ruin draft. Not for you. If you're good at drafting, not for you. As a bad drafter, I just saw into the future of like 5 arena premier drafts where my opponent resolves Cecil and I concede on the fucking spot. Sidequest. Oh, it's finally happened. Reference. Where's the callback?
Yep. Sidequest, catch a fish. 2 and a white for an enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. Look at the top card of your library. If it's an artifact or creature card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you put a card in your hand this way, create a food token and transform this enchantment. You can tap it to add white, it's a land. Or you can pay 3 and tap it, sacrifice an artifact to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Activate only as a sorcery. So it's a Gabony Township kind of deal.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it flips into a land. And it also replaces itself.
This seems pretty fair, honestly. I think there's plenty of places that can use it. I struggle to think of how we're going to make like a 3 mana, so like a 4 mana. Like it's a good thing for counters. I think this is some of the fairer shit I have seen for wide counters.
I mean, Gavany Township exists. It's a good card, but that's in white and green. If you're in just like a artifact heavy white deck, I mean, I'm fine with this card. It's okay. Commander, like if we're talking commander, it's perfectly fine. I wouldn't put this in a Miracles deck and like, oh, I'm stacking the top of my library. Sidequest, Catch a Fish, I get a land, right? Like that's not the payoff you want for that sort of strategy.
Dude, I'm putting this in Niv Mizzet yesterday.
So yeah, it's white ramp technically. Saga creatures.
Yeah, that's what I care about, the Saga. Who drew this shit? Okay, you're gay, but are you blind?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. My fault. They're making my job much more straightforward. Because there's some commander would they get it where I'm like, listen, you have to consider this, you have to think about that, you have to look at that, and I'm just like, I don't know, guys. There's art on it. Look at the art.
So Saga creatures. This is a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool. I don't like that my 5 mana 4/5 is gonna sacrifice itself, but like you can still block with the Saga, which is still upside, right?
It does seem quite bad. This feels like better limited card than anything else, which we've seen a couple of those at this point now, and that does give me faith because I do love it when a set feels good to draft, and this does seem like incredibly womp womp in Commander. I can see plenty of situations where at 5 mana, like late game, okay, I have a 4/5 and I get to Sleepy Time Dodo. Hijinks on YouTube raises the good point. You get to swing 4 twice and then you lose it. So it's 5.
You don't swing 4 twice. You swing 4 once. You only get to attack.
Oh my fucking god. No!
It enters its summoning sick. Next turn, draw step, you get to attack. Next turn, draw step, you have to sacrifice it. So yeah. Oh, you can blink it. That's actually a really good point. You can toss this creature. The fact that you can block with your Saga, especially strong and limited, in Commander, it'll come up. It definitely shores up a weakness of Saga where you play a Saga and you lose tempo.
This is my favorite type of card because it's super whatever, and a couple decks are going to be able to turn this into kind of something. And that's my favorite thing to do in Commander. So I hate that Bant is getting to do it here. I think there's just enough you can do with this to make it playable in certain Commander decks, even though it's never going to be like, holy fuck, I'm pogging off.
Yeah, by the way, Nerdle Lemon, Saga is not a creature type. It is tied to the enchantment type, so you cannot name it for Roaming Throne, you piece of shit. No double Saga triggers for you, right?